Hello, you're welcome to Fininvest Niger. My name is Tom Princewill. I'm a certified securities and investment specialist, and I've been investing in the Nigerian stock market for the past 20 years. In this video, I want to highlight the analysis of this company here, Bua Foods Plc. The company is in the consumer goods sector of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So let's see precisely what we have here, and if we could determine its suitability as a candidate for your portfolio. Let's look at the table here. This is the revenue, and this is the full year 2025 and the full year 2024. So as at 2024, the company made a turnover of 1.529 trillion naira. 1.529 trillion. It's a huge amount of money. All right, as against 1.804 trillion naira last year. From 1.529 trillion to 1.804 trillion naira. There is a marginal increase of about 300 billion naira increase, thereabouts. And so for the gross profit, the company recorded 672.161 billion, 672.161 billion last year, 2025, as against 540.815 billion, 580.815 billion in the year 2024. There is an increment there as well. That's approximately 541 billion to 670 billion. There is an increment. So we now look at the operating profit. For the operating profit here, the figure indicated here is 472.103 billion. 472.103 billion in 2024, as against 565.355 billion in the year 2025. There is a remarkable level of increase between this particular figure and the figure given here. So we now want to look at the profit before tax here. With the profit before tax, the figure was 284.323 billion naira in 2024, as against 534.869 billion, 284.323 billion as against 534.869 billion naira. That is the figure for profit before tax. We now go to the profit after taxation. The amount here is 265.998 billion, 265.998 billion naira, which rose to 507.735 billion. Look at the huge increment. This is about 200 and something billion naira. The increment from here to here is about 200 and something billion. It's a rather huge increment. Now we'll come to the most critical point of this analysis, which is the earnings per share. The earnings per share as at the year 2024 was 14 naira 78 kobo. 14 naira 78 kobo compared to 28 naira 21 kobo. So there is about 100% increase in earning per shares. The company's earning per shares kind of almost doubled, about 100 about 100% increase. Now let's look at the other aspect of the company's performance. We are through with the the income statement. We want to look at elements of the balance sheet as well as the cash flow statements. Let's start from the cash flow. The cash flow here is 27.433 billion. That's the amount of money they have, as cash at hand or cash in the bank, as the case may be. This is the company's cash position. It's somewhat small compared to the level of profit that was obtained. All right, the cash position is somewhat small, but all the same, the company still has cash at hand. There's no much problem about that. Then for the equity here, representing the total asset minus total liability, the figure is 702.791 billion naira. 702.791 billion naira is inching towards a trillion naira. Actually, it's a huge amount of money, in equity. So this is equity per share. All right, that this particular figure, equity divided by number of shares outstanding, that will give you 39 naira 4 kobo. We'll come to the essence of or the significance of this particular figure. Now, the share price here is 79 naira, is 798 naira 90 kobo, 798 naira 90 kobo. That's the company share price. Now, the shares outstanding is 18 billion, as the company has 18 billion shares outstanding. It's really much, actually. It's huge. So now come to market capitalization. You simply multiply 798.9 by 18 billion. That will give you 14.38 trillion naira. All right, that's the market capitalization for this particular company. It's as much as 14.38 trillion. It's a very big company, very big. It's a mega cap company as far as the Nigerian Stock Exchange is concerned. So let's look at the PE ratio. The PE ratio is somewhat on the high side. It simply means the price of the company here divided by the earnings per share. That's 798.9 divided by 28.21. That will give a PE ratio of 28.32. This particular figure is somewhat on the high side. Although if you compare it with other companies in the consumer goods sectors, I think it's okay by comparison. But if you pick it individually, it looks somehow expensive. Now, we want to compare the company's price by the equity per share. Discover that there's a huge difference. All right, look at the difference between 789 or 798.9, compared with 39.04. So the difference is so large. That shows that this company is evidently on the expensive side. Because the difference between this and this is just too much. Generally, the lower the difference, the lower the degree of the expensiveness, so to say, of the company, and that the larger the difference, the larger the difference, the more expensive the company is, and the lower the difference, the less expensive the company is. So in this case, the difference between the equity per share and the price is very huge. It's large. That shows that the company is relatively expensive. All right. So what really what interests me the most is this growth in earning per share. Earning per share is almost doubled, almost like 100%. That's the key, the key selling point of this company. Apart from that, the company itself looks somewhat expensive. But if it continues, with this growth trajectory, there's no problem. One could buy this company for long-term investing. For long-term investing, it's a very good buy. It's a very strong company. Look at the turnover here, as much as 1.8 trillion naira. It's a very big company that could do fine, do very well in the future, but it's somewhat on the high side. All right. So although the entire exercise analysis we are doing here is for educational purpose, but at the end of it all, the recommendation is a buy recommendation. If you are willing to hold it for a long time, it's a candidate for long-term investing. And we want to hope and believe that this performance will continue into the distant, into the near and distant future. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video if you've not done that. That will go a long way in helping me to reach out to at least 1 million Nigerians with the message about creating wealth in the Nigerian stock exchange. Thank you very much for watching.